We now turn to a talk that challenges us to rethink success itself, not as something to chase, but as something that emerges when we honor our unique design and invest in all dimensions of our humanity. This is a talk for high performance, visionaries, and anyone committed to living in alignment with their highest design, recognizing that every choice, every skill, and every chapter of life contributes to the portfolio that is uniquely you. Please welcome to the Mastery Hub stage, Chantel Ellaway, President and Founder at CPR, who will guide us through this transformational journey of non-linear growth, intentional investment in yourself, and maximizing your potential. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm Mastery Hub welcome to Chantel Ellaway.
We live in a world obsessed with prediction, trying to forecast the future, trying to eliminate uncertainty. But anyone who's ever traded a real market knows this truth. Certainty is an illusion, and uncertainty is where the opportunity lives. So, never trade your authenticity for the approval of others. You are not a single asset. You are the portfolio. And whether you like it or not, you are trading yourself every single day. Your time, your energy, your attention, your beliefs, all of it moving through the market of life. Most people don't realize this. They react to price instead of reading patterns. They chase short-term spikes instead of long-term yield. They panic during volatility instead of understanding momentum. In markets, we don't trade on certainty. We trade on probability, possibility, and potentiality. We read candlesticks, volume, price action. We look for signals, not guarantees. And life works the same way. Look at your daily chart. Where is your energy rising and where is it declining? Are you stuck in consolidation or are you overexposed to one asset? Money, status, approval, while the rest of your portfolio is underinvested. Returns don't come from activity, they come from allocation. When you invest in the wrong asset, no amount of effort creates ROI. When you invest in the right one, compounding does the heavy lifting. Every human being carries multiple forms of capital: financial, intellectual, emotional, relational, spiritual, and time. But most people only track one line on the chart and ignore the rest. They're trading short-term comfort at the expense of long-term yield. Is your mindset bearish or bullish? Because legacy isn't built on hourly charts. It's built on duration, magnitude, and momentum. Stop treating yourself like a single trade and start managing yourself like a portfolio.
Hello, everyone. I'm Chantel Ellaway. We've been taught to wait for clarity. People are building extraordinary lives every day. They learn how to move well when things are uncertain. But today is about learning how to invest in yourself, and it's about how everything can compound, even when there's lots of noise and the path is not obvious. Uncertainty isn't a problem, as you've seen. It's a condition of growth. And that's where the opportunity lives. Every outcome and return we earn is the result of a choice we were willing to live with long enough for it to compound. Because returns don't exist in isolation. They're shaped by the systems, the incentives, and the trade-offs that we agree to participate in. As a polymath who's curious and quenches for continual growth, asking for better questions, I'm so fascinated by finding solutions and also being part of the solution. And I'm also a philomath who loves lifelong learning and utilizing my elevated knowledge as a landscape, as my mind's playground. And what I love about being this is that it's achieved a certain level of mastery for me. And once I've achieved that mastery, I pivot because we are curious integrators, and connection and connectivity is something that we love, but we don't like being confined. We don't like being limited, and we don't like being labeled. That's one of my pet peeves. My life has been shaped by pivots, each one with a response to a changing world, and each one a profound teacher. For example, I pivoted from government work as a legislative aide and a speechwriter. Then I became a model and an actor. And modeling taught me how to perform under uncertainty, how to adapt quickly, stay disciplined under pressure. It taught me strategic positioning, how to recover from rejection, and sharpen instincts for people, brands, and opportunity, and reminded me that positioning yourself is the ultimate form of success. But AI called me not from a place of fear, but from a sense of moral responsibility. I got into AI and then I got into blockchain. It taught me to assess risk early and measure success not just by profit, but by access. I love helping bank the unbanked and using my first 8-figure income to help elevate impact-driven projects. One of the best things that I've done is dental hygiene. It taught me about community. I went from scaling teeth to scaling companies. So I'm giving you a little bit of my background because everyone always asks, what do you do? I just am. We're human beings. We're not human doings. Today, I'm going to talk about how entrepreneurship and investing has become the synthesis for everything I've done. And I've hodled over the past decade running an award-winning PR firm. And, I believe mastery is not just about staying in one lane, but rather about adapting, aligning, and investing in yourself and learning how to create value, because it's not about being in one lane, it's about creating a roadmap, because I want to help add value to everything that I do. Now, let's talk about misalignment. Sometimes we wake up and we feel like something doesn't feel right. That's because you're not in alignment. The real ROI comes from portfolios built with internal alignment, able to hold through time, pressure, and that's why it's critical to know the value of knowing your value. So my question to you today is, how adaptive are you in a world where growth and change are the only constants? We must be aware of our own pain points and turn that pain into power. Returns don't exist in isolation. They're shaped by the systems, incentives, and trade-offs we agree to participate in. Growth is not linear. Take me, for example. We are built with quantum potential. We are finite beings living in this limitless world full of so much possibility and potentiality. And this is what I love about life, is that we need to trust the detours and the delays. Every moment of struggle is feedback and an opportunity to balance and align your portfolio of life, energy, and impact. So, the capitals framework. We're so focused on financial capital. Financial is everything to us. That's why we're here today, because that's what we're focused on. But there's more than that. We're human beings and we have so much more capital. We are complex, dynamic beings that have an ecosystem of capital that, when aligned with intention, it compounds into a beautiful level of true richness. Adaptation has always been the rule. In the old model, we climbed ladders one role at a time. But integrating everything diverse that makes you uniquely you is where the true power within is. Accumulating the highest level of physical, intellectual, spiritual, financial, human, emotional, social, and cultural capital is the process where real growth compounds, not from doing more, but from how your capitals mature together over time to add more values to the world. Your time, your energy, your frequency, and attention, you need to protect them. Invest them where they multiply impacts. Because momentum isn't built on skill alone, it's built on will. Titles, labels, reinvention, they're byproducts. I've been in multiple magazines. Honestly, it means nothing to me. I just keep growing and innovating. And the real asset is you when you learn this, the elements of you, your soul, your energy, your authenticity, everything that makes you you. You are the portfolio. In this era of artificial intelligence, honor your intrinsic value of what makes you human and recognize that you are a vessel of love. I mean, if we just realize this, everything you do, it's ready to compound impact across everything: your life, your identity, your energy and attention, your pain, your growth, integrity, purpose, you. So, capital isn't just about money, it's about everything that fuels your growth. So, as I mentioned, physical capital is the operating infrastructure, it's the asset that holds all together. It's your body, your sleep, it's your nutrition, your health. As we know, health is true wealth. This is not a lifestyle choice, it's infrastructure. Your body is a vessel that carries everything, because they say that, your physiology follows your psychology. If you find that your body is out of alignment, that means that your psychology is out of alignment. Now we have intellectual capital. This is something I try to focus on because I like to add value to any room I go in. It's your growth equity, curiosity, lifelong learning, like me, a philomath, a polymath. It's about pattern recognition, adaptability. So knowledge, it compounds faster than any capital, because you should always stay curious to learn more, because you can build on this. And spiritual capital. Some people are spiritual, some aren't. I believe that everyone should have some form of beliefs and values and purpose in this world, because it's your inner clarity. It's your way to find alignment. When you feel off track, it answers all the questions of why are we compounding in the first place? And then financial capital. This is what we all focus on. It's the asset most people chase first and understand last. Financial capital is not the goal. It's the translator of your mindset, because as we know, money is energy. Is your mindset bullish or bearish? Who here is a trader? Who here is an investor? Is your mindset bullish or is it bearish every day that you wake up? Because true wealth is found less in what we own and more in what we experience. It's in the moments that make us expand. It's the times that remind us that we are human. And when we strengthen our principles and we try to become better tomorrow as we were yesterday, that's real. And that's who we are as humans. We're real, we're authentic. There's no AI that can replace this. Now, emotional capital is your risk management. This is liquidity under pressure. It allows you to act decisively when the market swings. Learning emotional intelligence and emotional regulation is probably going to be the best gift that you can give to yourself. It's where the moral and values of your integrity, your principles, your boundaries, and long-term thinking is. And then we have cultural capital. I'm from Canada, but I moved to the UAE and I love traveling the world. I'm at 132 countries. You learn so much from people around the world. It's taught me so much to be in all these different environments. Values don't limit opportunity, they protect it. And social capital is important. They say your network is your net worth. Relationships are long-term holdings. They generate deal flow, opportunity, resilience, and they leverage when the markets shift. It's about forming collaborations, building community. Everyone needs some form of sense of belonging or a community. Strong relationships don't spike, they compound. Now, your scarce resources are time, energy, and attention. Where you give your attention to, what you give your energy to, your time. These are so finite in an infinite world. You are not just one person. You are a high conviction investment vehicle. You're compounding returns every day. The only true finite asset is your focus, your presence. You showing up here today, that means something. You're in this room for a reason. Your presence and showing up every day is part of your success. Every minute misallocated, it is lost yield. And anyone who's a trader understands this, or an investor. When we invest intentionally in our mind, our body, our relationships and purpose, it's something that's the ultimate long-term asset. Because the most important thing that we can do is we can use our energy to imagine all the things that we can do right and not give in to fear. Every day we wake up, we read the news, we're so scared when we're trading and we're investing. But we need to remember, we need to have that bullish mindset and come from a place of love, from security and safety. Because a true high yield life, it requires diversification, rebalancing, and strategic compound across all these capitals and resources. Now, who's heard of the Fibonacci? Of course, if you're a true trader, you know about the Fibonacci. The golden ratio is 1.618. It appears everywhere. It's in the spirals of the galaxies. It's in the unfurling of a fern. It's in the curve of a seashell. It's in your DNA. And it's in the rhythm of your heartbeat. It's proof that the infinite can be reflected in the finite, just like each of us. This same pattern guides growth, momentum, and proportion in the markets. This reminds me of a heartbeat. Every day you're breathing, it's contraction and expansion, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. Money is energy, oscillating, expanding, contracting. Fear contracts, but trust vibrationally expands. Traders don't chase candles. They study the proportion of their movement. Markets breathe in Fibonacci. This is an example of Fibonacci. Contraction is that in-breath before the exhale. Fibonacci is more than a trading tool. It's a universal language, revealing how energy breathes, forms, and recalibrates. The chart shows the psyche of millions. You can see the psyche of everyone on this earth that trades based on the charts. Right now, are they in fear or are they in greed? That is the echo and the emblem of our humanity. Do we feel safe or are we in possibility, pause, or acceleration? When you align with these rhythms of life, you stop trading noise and start trading the pulse of life itself. Remember your greatest moments, the time that you excelled. You were the most happy and grateful for that moment. It could have been an award, an achievement, the time you got that job you wanted. Now, ask yourself honestly, are your actions today, your habits, your discipline, your relationships, the information that you're consuming online, the algorithm, is it bringing you closer to the future that you want, or is it pulling you further away? Now, open your eyes. Can you discern right now between the signal and the noise? You're listening to my voice, but there's sounds going on in the background. That's what you need to do, is focus. We're all so distracted by the noise. But if you focus on your inner alignment, that's what matters. You don't just know the path that you're on, you walk it, because those choices you made, they're outcomes that have aligned with your values. Now, when they say, when in doubt, zoom out, you need to do the same for your life. When in doubt, zoom out. Look at the big picture. We're so focused on all these mismatches and misalignments in our life where we need to correct. But if you look at the bigger picture, you are part of everything that you are doing. You are on the right path. You are exactly where you need to be. But your portfolio doesn't depend on one single position. The engine is your discipline, your knowledge, your patience, your alignment. We live in a world that prices everything, including you, on validation. But when you separate the portfolio, the authentic self from fleeting positions, the labels, the ego, the dopamine, you regain your power. Every day you choose discipline over reaction. When you choose truth, your worth is not based on headlines or labels or accolades, your business card, your LinkedIn, your who you know, your followers, your likes. It's based on who you believe you are. You have to know the value of knowing your value. So ask yourself, are you trading your identity every day like a panicked day trader? Or resting as a portfolio, are you patient, grounded, and compounding? Growth lives in the uneasiness. It's often subtraction over expansion. Entrepreneurship doesn't challenge your work first. It challenges your sense of self. Your perspective is powerful, but only if your reality there is. Now, who knows the power of exponential? Our minds are the power of exponential. We have an entire universe within us. Growth is not linear because your identity isn't linear. It moves in spirals. It requires disruption of your beliefs and habits that once protected you. You revisit the same lessons, but each time with more awareness, more responsibility, and more truth. And here's the part that most people forget. Growth demands integrity. A lot of people are so focused on making money, they lose their integrity. And that's one thing that I know that I have always tried to stay true to. The flat part of the curve is patience and accumulation. Every new level that you accelerate to requires an internal death of your old beliefs about your worth, old definitions of success, old stories about who you should be and who you are today and where you should be. But just be grateful for where you are now. You should congratulate yourself. Many people didn't wake up today. If you try to grow without shedding those layers, you don't expand, you fracture. And at some point, many of us say, I want to be more like this person. But real growth, it begins when we ask, what would it be like to be more like me? Because in a world of AI clones and AI agents and filters, and we don't even know what's true and what's real, so just be you, authentically you. We celebrate explosive growth and overnight success, but we rarely honor the moments of life where, just the simple things, the skills that we've had, the judgments that we're able to have, because returns aren't invisible. They show up every day. You just have to look for them in the flat part of the curve. Don't chase momentum, become it. Because the return of you becoming isn't missing, it's building quietly. Trust the lane that God gave you. Every small gain compounds on a growing base. Growth is about becoming whole, and more whole every day. And the more whole you become, the less you need validation and the more influence that you naturally have. So build with people who share your values, who understand your why, not just the what. And that's how you can compound every day exponentially. When you feel like giving up, keep going. The world is shifting in this fluid intelligence era. It's no longer about knowing more, it's about sensing faster. This era belongs to the polymaths, the ones who aren't afraid to try and get up again. It belongs to the ones who are nonlinear thinkers. So, as you can see, you don't outgrow your problems, you outgrow the identity that created them. We're so focused on our problems instead of finding and being the solution. It belongs to those who are convicted in their purpose, their mission and calling, who practice one of the highest forms of intelligence, metacognition. And if you don't know what that is, it's the ability to think about your own thinking. You can't be an excellent trader or an investor if you can't think about your own thinking of why you made those choices, when you made those choices, and be able to live with them and take accountability. And to be conscious of what you consume and ask better questions. So it's your acute perception, it's your intuitive pattern recognition, your instinctive insight, integrative synthesis, and discerning judgment. These are skills that all the best traders and investors should have. You have to know when to take profits and when to accept your losses. Because growth doesn't pay you first in money. It pays you in awareness, discernment, and depth. Every skill that you build reshapes who you are. You are your most important investment, not because it feels good to say, but because nothing else compounds without you. Most people think freedom means more options, but real freedom appears when there's nothing left to resist. When you stopped reacting from the past of your identity and trust that life is happening for you. So stop comparing the timing of your life to others. Your path was designed differently. Be conscious of where you place your energy. Gratitude shifts frequency. Self-belief sustains momentum. As entrepreneurs, we solve pain points. But where are you not free? Are you searching for solutions, or are you willing to be part of the solution? Influence comes from depth, not noise. And when you show up aligned and fully yourself, your presence becomes undeniable. This is where we want to be. Because we are not linear, we are exponential. We are born to be not just building companies and but versioning ourselves, just like innovation, it always changes and it forms into something new every day. We are always innovating. The most future-proof people are the ones who can reinvent themselves again and again, kind of like what I have done. It's an example that you aren't limited to one thing. You don't have to stay in the job that you're in or the career. You can change it at any time. And you just have to stay curious, and you have to have curiosity, because every portfolio, whether it's capital, career, or time, it's a reflection of what we're willing to live with. So I'm going to ask you, if some of you don't know what your purpose or your passion or your mission or your calling is right now, we're going to do an exercise right now. So I need your focus. If you're not present, then you're not present. I want you to ask yourself, what do you refuse to tolerate? What risks, behaviors, or systems are deal breakers for you, no matter how attractive the returns look? Because what you refuse to tolerate becomes your first investment rule. Where does the spreadsheet say yes, but your body says no? Because that's how you know if you have misalignment. Listen to that. That's where you find balance. That's how you get aligned again. Now, here's a question for you. What would you walk away from, even if it cost you money, status, or certainty? Because we're creatures of habit. We love to have certainty, but uncertainty is where the opportunity is. That's how you can get the risk rewards. There's way more rewards and opportunity when you give in to uncertainty. And if you feel stuck, recognize this. Do you have a bullish or a bearish mindset? So let's do a self-audit exercise. So I want you to say in your head or out loud, I am my best investment. Everything I do compounds. My consistency is my highest yield asset. Who's consistent or who gives up? My mindset is appreciating capital. I am diversified in skill and focus in purpose. I hold through volatility because I trust my fundamentals. Do you trust yourself? I think long term and I move with conviction. That's how we invest. We have to be convicted. My growth curve is exponential, not linear, because I am made from a source of love and I am a vessel of love. I create value simply by being in integrity. Now, we're at a crossroads as artificial intelligence becomes more utilized. One path asks us to redefine our worth, not as grind, but as creativity, adaptability, and vision enhance. You have to remember, my character is my core holding. The world doesn't need another copy. We were once told to learn how to code, and we did. Then we were told to build and innovate to scale the future. Now we are told that the very systems that we built as humans are here to replace us. The world is going to shift in the next 5 years. Maybe your job might be replaced. You have to utilize these skills, upgrade your skills, use these tools of AI to enhance what you're doing. Don't feel like they're going to replace you. You can never be replaced. That is why I choose to use my voice and my power within in these emerging technologies, not to compete with machines, but to remind people of their sovereignty. Because if you can't imagine a future where you are the best version of who you want to be, then why are you here today? Many are on the edge that something big might happen. Human beings need meaning. You are a beautiful design made from a source of the most pure love. And your patent, this is your fingerprint right here. Nobody has this. This is unique. This is your patent. This is your unique identifier. Whether you believe in source energy or God, you are uniquely made to be you, and you can never be replaced. No one else has it. Be present and show up in everything you do every day. Your knowledge and energy is your power. Many may compare themselves to others, but we have to stop comparing our growth and our timing to others, because we're part of nature, and nothing in nature blooms all year. There's seasons to everything. We have spring, summer, fall, winter. Which part of the season are you in? Are you in your spring? Are you in your summer? Are you in your fall? Just know that it will get better, and it's part of the evolution and part of nature. The first step is shifting your frequency and practicing gratitude every day. and realizing the magnificence of who you were born to be. If you don't believe you are worthy, no one else will. If you don't believe you deserve something, it will never come to you. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. Energy is natural. It's a natural resource that we all supply. The more you tap into it, the more powerful you become, and the more you can truly make a difference in this world. Never forget that we are made of earth, and earth goes through those seasons. As entrepreneurs, we solve pain points. Be aware of your triggers. Where are you not free, and what are you going to do to be part of the solution? So now I want to talk to you. If you want to connect with me, I'm all about connecting with others because I believe the most powerful force in the universe is compound meaning. And when we connect with one another, we have that meaning. When you invest in yourself, it's not just a project to fix, but a masterpiece to unleash, something shifts. You stop surviving and you start thriving. You start belonging to your life, your tribe. I have my tribe here today. Thank you for showing up. You become part of your own calling, and when enough of us do that, the world becomes a better place. It transforms. You matter, your portfolio matters, and the compounding that you are capable of matters. Your path isn't broken. It's not off course. It's perfectly crafted for the version of you that's emerging. Because in your portfolio of life, the greatest returns never come from playing it safe. They come from going all in. And I know today I'm all in. Are you all in? I have a bullish mindset, and I believe that money never sleeps. So I don't believe that your destiny sleeps either. So go allocate accordingly. And thank you for showing up today.